Welcome to Food Safety for Food Service Employees, presented by Environmental Health Division of the 1st District Health Unit.
There are 8 parts to the presentation. You must watch all 8. This is part 6. Take notes for each part. Contact any FDHU office to schedule an appointment to take the test. To take the test, you will need to bring handwritten notes in your own handwriting, a valid photo ID, and payment in the form of cash or credit card. Food, ordering and storage. Approved sources. All foods must come from an approved source. They may not be used in a licensed food establishment if the foods are made in a home kitchen, they're operating under the cottage foods law, or are just non-approved foods. Order foods from an approved source. Here you can see a chart that shows us approved versus non-approved foods. So let's just start on the left-hand side and work our way to the right on each line. So under food item, you see all meats must have mark of inspection USDA approved. Federally inspected, state inspected, equal to USDA are approved. Non-approved would be custom processed, not for sale meats. For fish, it must be commercially caught. Non-approved would be something brought in by a local fisherman. Eggs must be grade A or double A. A non-approved egg would be something from a local farm. For milk, must be grade A pasteurized. A non-approved example would be a raw milk product. Breads must be made in an approved bakery and cannot be made in a private home even if made from approved ingredients. Canned goods must be professionally processed. No home canned products are approved. Ice must be made from using potable drinking water. Unapproved water would be water that's not tested at least monthly. For receiving food, inspect and store food items immediately. Ensure that refrigerated items are at or below 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Frozen foods must be frozen. Food packaging should be intact. Packages should be clean, no torn bags, no signs of liquid contamination, and plastic or glass jars must have their seal intact with no leakage. Reject unacceptable supplies. For example, if you have a temperature abused food, or cans that are leaking, fractured, swollen, bulging, dents on the seams, rusted and pitting, or with cable cuts. Here you see a couple of pictures of some damaged packaging. See the dented cans on the left and the leaking can in the lower right hand side. Again, a few more examples of damaged cans. Never use a food from a swollen can. You can get bulging cans or ones where the actual top actually rips open. Damaged packaging, again, a few examples would be rusted and pitted cans, or you can see on the right hand side cable cuts on the inseam. Storing food. Proper storage of TCS foods is critical. It helps prevent the growth of bacteria that can cause foodborne illness. We want to store these TCS foods above or below the danger zone. With our different types of storage, you can have cold storage, which should be refrigerated or frozen, or hot storage for hot holding, and dry storage. So as you see on the right hand side of the diagram, the upper level of our danger zone is 135 degrees and the lower temperature is 41 degrees. We want to either be below 41 or above 135. Cold food storage. We want to keep those TCS foods at or below 41 degrees Fahrenheit. For example, refrigerators, salad bars, or freezers. You need to have an easily visible thermometer located in the warmest part of that cold storage. For refrigerated storage, must be at or below 41 degrees. Do not overcrowd, cover, or stack your hot items. For frozen storage, must be at or below 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Keep in mind that freezing does not kill bacteria. We also want to defrost those freezers on a regular basis. For cold food storage, you can see the pictures here where you want to stack your prepared food items at the top and your poultry at the bottom. Basically, when you're looking at this picture, you're looking at the order of food items at the temperatures that they're cooked. For example, with our fish, beef and pork, you're going to be at 145 155 for your ground meat, and then your poultry will be at 165. Cold food storage. Date labeling. Foods held overnight must be labeled with the date they were prepared. Foods must be used or discarded within 7 days of the date they were prepared. The date of preparation counts as day 1. Hot food storage. Equipment must keep TCS foods at or above 135 degrees Fahrenheit. For example, steam tables, buffet lines, etc. You must also have an easily visible thermometer located in the coldest part of the equipment. Check your temperatures regularly and stir often to help distribute that heat. Proper storage of dispensing utensils. If the utensil is in food, you need to keep the handle above the top of the food and the container. If the utensil is on a clean portion of a food prep area, you must clean utensils and food contact surfaces once every 4 hours. You may also use a running water dipper well for storing those utensils, or in a container of water if the temperature is above 135 or below 41 degrees. Dry storage. Keep foods in original container or package. Label your bulk food containers, for example, sugar, salt, or cornstarch. Consumer self-service. A few examples of this would be buffets, salad bars, and soda machines. So for your buffets and salad bars, you're going to need to have sneeze guards and your dispensing utensils. And we also want to have a clean plate for each buffet or salad bar visit. Good storage practices. For food, we want to practice FIFO, or first in, first out. Keep container covered if not actively working with it. Store the container at least 6 inches above the floor, including food in containers. Date labeling. For refrigerated foods, we want the date they're prepared, and for dry storage food, we want the date they're received. We only want food in those food storage areas. We want them in clean containers, and we may not reuse containers as materials may not be durable for cleaning and sanitizing processes. Good storage practices. For dry foods, we want to keep them dry, protect them from drips and or pooled water, and not store them under exposed water or sewer lines. Damaged goods need to have a separate storage area that's labeled or easily identified. Prohibited storage areas would be rooms like garbage rooms, locker rooms, toilet rooms, under open stairwells, or vestibules. This is the end of Part 6. For each presentation, a different part of a code will be given. Write down this test code and bring the complete code with you to take your test. The next digit in the code is 6.